And you're listening to Northern Community Radio from KBXE and KAXE.
We're going to be talking to some folks in just a couple minutes from Upstream TV. They're going to tell us about a film festival that's coming up in the Bemidji area and something scary that's happening afterward. That's a hint.
That sound right? There.
I did want to also mention a couple of program notes, things coming up on Northern Community Radio. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Northern Community Radio is partnering with Advocates for Family Peace to bring you a series, Invisible by Design, a community conversation about domestic violence. You can join Heidi Holton on Friday mornings and also hear conversations on the Give and Take Saturday morning and Sunday evening at 9. We have interviews with people who are working with victims of violence and the victims themselves telling their stories. Audio and information about organizations around northern Minnesota that help domestic violence victims can be found at kaxe.org. Well, in the studio, we have a crew here. They've come in from Upstream TV, and if you're in the Bemidji area, you might see them around town with cameras at a variety of events, and they put that on the cable television system in the Bemidji area. We'd like to welcome Executive Director and Artistic Executive Director Mike Breeden to the studio. Mike, thanks for coming in this morning.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
And also with him is board member Chuck Dieter. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
And Will Hartwell, who is first assistant to the executive director, one of many, numerous assistants. Good morning,
Morning,
Will.
Maggie.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, you guys. Tell us about Upstream TV.
Well, Upstream TV is Channel 18 in Bemidji, and it is public access television, which is something that citizens around the area, they pay for it every year. The cable bill comes to them, and about 50 cents from every cable bill goes to be able to have the ability to broadcast along all the other stations. So Channel 18, Upstream TV, is located below Bridget's Pub, and we have 10 cameras and computers and a studio to be worked with so that people can videograph, edit, and put whatever ideas or show ideas they have on the air on Channel 18.
Will?
And a coffee pot.
Yes, William actually does a lot of, you do clean the
Cookies,
studio very
we've
well.
had,
You maintain it very lovely.
Date cookies yesterday. They were great.
Oh, yeah.
But also stage down there. Anyone can come down. We have a green screen, and they can do a production right in the studio if they'd like.
Yeah, it's a vehicle for communication, similar to what you guys do. It's there and in place so that we can learn from each other and communicate over the airwaves, so to speak. Chuck, hey, is it okay if I use my fake radio guy voice this morning?
I just want to leave the studio and give you my seat.
Well, sounds good to me. Why don't you come on down to Upstream TV? We got balloons, shirts for the kids.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
I wish we could afford it, but we don't. But it's based, the whole idea of public access television is based on the idea that the American people own the broadcast airways. Isn't that the theory behind it?
Yes.
That
it's a right.
It's a right. You have a right to communicate on the broadcast media. And a lot of people, in addition to having something they fervently want to say, have a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it, that creative thing, is part of what led you to do this film festival, correct?
Yes. The film festival is something that about a year ago we were able to get a grant from the Region 2 Arts Council. And I forget the exact verbiage for the Minnesota, how does that go again?
Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund?
What you got
you.
down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we know it well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're supposed to state that aloud whenever we can. No, we received a grant to be able to do this film festival, and we're doing it at the historic Chief Theater in downtown Bemidji. And it's actually very cool that something like this is happening at the Chief Theater. It took a lot of dealing back and forth with the board members over there. There's actually a clause on the building that you can't show really films over there. It used to be a movie theater where people would watch films all the time. Hasn't been for, 25, 30 years. And now we're coming back, and we're going to put a bunch of things on the big screen, full-size movie theater screen, on Friday and Saturday, October 25th and 26th. And, the thing that led us to it is, we're media dorks. We're video dorks, and it's an opportunity for people to showcase their artistic ability. Painters have, galleries, and potters have storeroom windows and the whatnot. But this is a chance for movie makers, no matter what scale or amateur or professional, whatever, to put their work on the big screen and have it judged.
What are you going to play?
Well, right now we've got Gary Berger's films that he did, which is so huge. I mean, he did 2 documentaries about Bemidji. I think it's from 1935 to 1950s, sometime around there.
Well, between the wars is between 1918 and 1941.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah.
But there's two films between the wars, and that's a wonderful film. And then The Middle Years, and it's the story of Bemidji on the way we all came together, essentially. And he's talking about a 3rd installment, so it's hopefully next year when we do the film festival, we'll be showing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And we're still taking submissions.
Yes, that's a big part about this. If you do have a video that you would like to put in, if you're a member of Upstream TV, which is $25 for the year to become a member, you can submit for free. Otherwise, you have to become a member. And that's $25 for the year, and that gives you the ability to check out cameras and use the computers whenever we're open.
Oh, wow. Any criteria for submissions, or
No.
wide open?
Wide open. I mean, of
Wow.
course, things, if they're so X-rated, they're not going to go on the big screen, but otherwise, we're anything goes. And it's all open to be judged, so you have to be comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with an audience of, 800, 900 people watching your work.
We hope we get that many people in.
But yeah, if you have submissions, you can go ahead and send them to 317 Beltrami Ave Northwest,
Suite 7.
Suite 7. Thank you. And it's located right below Bridget's Pub in downtown Bemidji. Otherwise, give us a call, 218-333-0733, and we'll get at you. Go ahead.
Or you can go to upstreamtv.com and get some information there. Excuse me. You said there's no limits. We are judging in particular categories, and we hope to attract some regional filmmakers. We've got some interest expressed by people that produce in the Twin Cities and some people from out of state. And so we hope to be showing some of what they have. But our focus really is to encourage local people to produce and tell whatever stories they want to tell on the screen.
And just to add really quickly, the Upstream Film Festival, the first night, we're going to be showing primarily films from a 48-hour film festival, which was a chance that we gave to the members of Upstream TV to come down to the studio, draw from a hat a character, prop, and a certain soundbite that they had to use in a 5 to 15-minute short film. That they had to do in 2 days' time. That means write it, shoot it, and edit it all in 2 days. So we have 4 15-minute great films to show.
You guys all say you're, like video geeks, and me being an audio geek, I'm not really sure how, what are you looking for? What makes a good film? If you're going to judge a film or if you're going to make a film, what is it about the video that gives it quality?
With me, I think it's communicating emotion. I think that if you can get somebody to feel something, to get a response of laughter or sudden understanding, I think that's when you've achieved something. And I think that would be my criteria. Chuck?
Over to you, Chuck.
Okay, but of course, people will be looking at things like the quality of the video, how the shots are composed, the cinematographic
Yes.
aspect of it, how lighting is used, how composition of images is used, editing and sound editing, and how it's all put together to, as Mike said, produce a response. And we'll be accepting, and we are accepting, submissions for fiction, nonfiction, narrative films, meaning any film with a storyline, a screenplay and a storyline, and documentaries that are focused on conveying information, whether they have a storyline or not.
We didn't talk about that scary aspect. We gave a teaser on it, and we didn't bring that up.
Well, one of the things we're having a lot of fun with is this is of course the closest weekend to Halloween or before Halloween, and two things we want to encourage people to do is come in costume as your favorite movie character, or more specifically, zombies.
Zombies.
And we will be having the whole schmear starts. The doors open for the public at 5:30 on Friday afternoon, and then we'll be showing mostly local productions on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to be having showings in the afternoon, but at 5:30 Saturday, we're going to begin a red carpet entrance, and we want to encourage everybody, whether they're submitting, whether they have films in the festival, or whether they're just audience members, to come up to the theater and enter on the red carpet in their costumes.
It's a hoot. It's going to be a hoot.
And then afterwards, of course, on Saturday night, we're going to tie the whole thing up with a zombie pub crawl.
Yes. and that. And,
why not?
And what that exactly? What that is where people dress up as zombies, and they. Oh, there's Petey Peterson right outside the window. Oh, big old darn.
Hi, Petey.
Waving.
What it is people dress up as zombies. We get a zombie horde together, and then we go bar hopping.
Look for brains.
Yeah, exactly. Looking for brains in all the local bar establishments. And we're not going to find any, I'm sure. But we're going to go from. Don't make me laugh.
We're not going to find any brains in any bars in Bemidji?
Well, no offense. I mean, but we're going to go, starting from Bridget's Pub, we're going to go to about 4 or 5 different bars, and it's really fun to be inside the bar for half an hour, but it's even more fun to walk to the next bar as you know, in total.
As a horde.
As a horde.
Yes, and we'd like to have people volunteer as zombie crossing guards.
Yes.
It'd be a pub shuffle,
Yep.
maybe, huh?
And William's just going to come as himself. Oh yeah.
So when does the pub crawl part of it start?
Well, we're going to have things hopefully work as planned, but we got to leave a little buffer zone. So what we're saying is we want to get everybody over to Bridget's Pub about 9:30, 10 o'clock, so that we can all get. We'll have makeup there, so if people want to jump in, they can slap some makeup on. We'll have some old torn up clothing, so if people want to do that, they can throw that on, and then. I'll say an old Bulgarian chant, and we'll send everybody
watch
up.
out now.
Take it easy.
Bulgarian.
And what's the date again?
It is October 26th is the zombie pub crawl, and we're asking people to come to the film festival if you're interested in films, or come to the pub crawl if you're interested in walking around like an undead person.
But, in general, I think a lot of people would be surprised at the number of filmmakers there are in this part of the country. I've just, in the past couple of years, been getting acquainted with the Independent Film Project in St. Paul, which is a national organization. There's a chapter in St. Paul. And if you go looking for it, I mean, you don't see these films, independent films, often advertised on television, on the networks. You don't see, rarely do you see guests on the late-night talk shows come in and talk about their independent films. Once in a while you do. And, of course, there are films like, The Hurt Locker, was Best Picture at the Academy Awards a couple of years ago, and that was an independent film. But there's all kinds of really fascinating, creative work out there, and the main place that people see these things are at film festivals or at art houses if you happen to be in a large city. You might go to the Lagoon, or you might go to the Uptown or something like that in Minneapolis, but... there's a lot of wonderful video work being done, and some of it being done right here in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Are you two going to be there, by the way? dressed up as zombies? Is it a chance for people to see Maggie Montgomery dressed as a zombie?
I don't know. It's you may not recognize me, but there's a
Yeah, same here.
possibility.
I may be there.
Yeah.
You may not know if I'm there or not.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you for stopping by. This is a really interesting project. The film festival sounds fabulous, and I hope everybody turns out for the zombie crawl. And we're Northern Community Radio is co-sponsoring the event and the crawl, so we're
Yes,
right there.
Thank you very
so,
much. This is a
thank
joint
you.
effort.
Thank you all for coming in, and Mike Breeden, Executive Director of Upstream TV, Will Hartwell, the first assistant to the Executive Director, and Board Member Chuck Dieter. Thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Maggie.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.